All right. So I did a review of a book, A Single Shot. This book, A Single Shot. Okay. Matthew F. Jones. Phenomenal book. Loved the book. I found out after I had read it, which I didn't realize that it was also a movie. Okay. And so I was like, huh, maybe I should watch the movie. So after I did the review, I think yesterday, I was like, you know what, I'm gonna watch this. I asked my wife, I said, let's watch this movie? She's like, all right, she don't care. Fine, we'll watch a movie. Unless I gotta pay like $7. I mean, I got, I pay $4 billion a year for cable. I got Netflix, I got Prime, we got Tubi and all those. I'm like, this movie's got to be. I've already paid for it. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to pay another $7 for another movie. That's ridiculous. And often when I read a book and I'm like, oh, this has been made into a movie. Let me look. Oh, it's seven. I'm not paying $7 for this movie that's like 15 years old. And I see that all the time. Drives me nuts. So I was like, let me just look it up real quick. My wife was going to start cooking dinner. Let's see what we got. Papow. 2013 movie, crime thriller. All right. And guess what? It was on Netflix or Prime. It was on Netflix or Prime, one of those. So we watched it. And I'm glad I did. So it is a 2013 movie directed by David M. Rosenthal, and the screenplay was written by Matthew F. Jones, the author of the book, and now his first movie that came out, I forget the name. He did not write the screenplay, and I know it got big mixed reviews, and I'm not sure he really liked the movie. Okay, so he got to write the screenplay for it, which is pretty cool. So it follows the book. All right, now when you take a book and you're like, all right, I'm going to make this into a movie, and if you use every scene and every part of that book, you're like, hey, I got a 5-hour movie. There's a lot of extra stuff. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna tell you is the stuff that, first off, the stuff that they got right. Okay, Sam Rockwell as John Moon, great. I thought he was good. I thought he seemed like the John Moon from the book. So I mean, he was pretty good. Jeffrey Wright plays his buddy Simon. He was really good. You might remember him from Westworld. Okay. Jason Isaacs plays the bad guy Waylon. He was in he's been in a lot of stuff. Event Horizon, Armageddon, Black Hawk Down. He played Lucius Malfoy in the Harry Potter films. I never saw those. Pretty good. Joe Anderson plays Obadiah. He was in a lot. I mean, he's been in a lot of stuff. He was in the Twilight Saga. Also never saw those. And so he's pretty good. Ophelia Lucy Lovabond plays Abby, the neighbor. And she is known for, she was in Thor, The Dark World, and Guardians of the Galaxy. She played in BBC's W1A. And so she's been in a bunch of stuff. Ted Levine, he plays Cecil. And he is, he's known as, Silence of the Lambs. All right. Put the lotion in the bucket. He also was on Monk. But Silence of the Lambs. He's that guy. William H. Macy, who's been in like everything. Fargo, Shameless, one of my favorite shows of all time. He plays Pitt, who is the sleazy lawyer in town. And he plays him great because I was like, oh, William H. Macy's going to play this. Is he going to play this as the weird cripple lawyer? 100% he didn't. He was really, really good. Who else we got in here? A couple people you've seen before. Some minor people here that have small little parts. I'm trying to think of who else is the big. Where is where is the big one though? What's the lady's name? I can't think of her name now. She's in Yellowstone. She plays like the daughter in Yellowstone. I don't know. I'm not a big fan of hers. Kelly Riley, Jessica Kelly Soban Riley. She's English. She was in Black Box. She was in and she's in Yellowstone and stuff like that. So she's in it. So anyway, I'm watching. I like it overall. I like the movie. I liked it. You know, you always like the book better because you can get into the characters' heads and stuff. And there's scenes in it that my wife's like, what's he doing now?" And I'm like, "Well, in the book, this is what's happening." So all right. So it received mixed reviews from critics. It's got a 47% on Rotten Tomatoes. It says that the website's consensus reads, "It has a bleak sense of atmosphere and a terrific performance by Sam Rockwell, but a single shot is undercut by its predictable story and slow pace." So it is a little slow in parts, and it's a lot of John Moon staring off into space kind of stuff. So there are key scenes that are different. There are characters that are not in the book. So there's a scene. I'm not going to give any spoilers or anything. If you haven't read the book or you haven't read the movie, just beware. There's a whole subplot when he goes to the motel about a woman. And in the movie, there's a woman. I don't know if it's supposed to be that woman. She's at a payphone and she asks him a question and he just keeps walking. So that whole scene is cut out. The scene at the motel is is very different because it's like, let's take this chunk of the book and everything he's got to learn to get to here. Let's just put it all in one quick scene so we can move the pacing. So we end up having a 112-minute movie instead of a 712-minute movie. There's another scene that's cut completely, another subplot at some point in the book, which leads to the end of the book. So without that first scene, I'm like, well, this is going to be a slightly different ending, not completely different ending, a different ending. It makes sense. The ending still made sense. I liked it. I wish I had watched the movie first before I watched the book because I was disappointed because I had read the book. I was disappointed in the ending, not like crazy disappointed, but I still liked it. I think it was still a fitting ending. You know, it's still dark. It's still, it's what it is. So I liked it, which is rare that I liked a movie and the book. But I think it's probably because Matthew F. Jones, the author, also wrote the screenplay. And I want to watch a lot more movies like this, like where it's based on a book, and maybe it's an older movie. You know, I mean, this is 13 years now. I also want to watch the other couple of books that have been made into movies. I know he didn't write the screenplay for the first one. I don't think he wrote a screenplay for the other movie either. So I would like to watch those. I have to see if they're free. Maybe I'll go check those out and I'll do a little run of movie reviews with Matthew F. Jones. But I liked it. I thought it was a good movie. I thought there were some good dark scenes as I'm watching it. I'm remembering it from the book. Again, I just finished the book a day or two before, so it's still fresh in my mind. And it was a great book. I gave it a very good rating. I'm going to give the movie, because of, and I understand why, because some things were left out or rushed. There's some scenes that were just kind of lumped together to move the plot along, which I get. I'm sure when he wrote it out, it was like, well, I got to cut half an hour of this movie now. 4.4. I'm going to give this movie a 4.4 rating. I liked it. I thought it was a good movie. At first, looking at the poster, with Sam Rockwell with the rifle, I'm like, I think I've seen this movie. I think I've seen it. But at no point when I was watching it was I like, oh, I remember that scene. So maybe I never did see it. Or maybe I saw it, 13 years ago and I just don't remember the movie. But I thought it was good. Okay. I thought it was good. I thought a lot of the scenes really, really came to life from the book. And, I think that was really the neat part of it. So if you haven't watched my book review of A Single Shot, go watch that as well. It's like the length of this. It's not really all that long, and it would be helping me. So I reviewed the book. Now I reviewed the movie. There's a Broadway play of it, and I probably won't gonna go to Broadway to watch it, but you get the idea. I appreciate you, and I also appreciate you hitting the subscribe button. I appreciate watching other videos on my YouTube channel. And that's it. I'm gonna go figure out what I'm gonna make for dinner for myself. You should also.